Welcome everybody to the Full 90. This week we are talking in this video Champions League match day number 2. So that's the games on the 2nd of October and the 3rd of October. And before we get into that, I just want to say a massive thank you for all of the support on the videos and on the channel. We reached 1,000 subscribers, which I didn't expect to happen. And the last video got more views than the first Premier League video, which was insane. Again, I didn't expect it to happen. And there wasn't a single dislike on that video. And that just means the absolute world to me. So if you want to see more videos like this, if you're excited to watch it, then please do drop a like on it and subscribe down below and turn on notifications, because if you're interested in football, every upload you are not going to want to miss. But now we're getting into Champions League. I'm so excited. I love following the Champions League matches. So let's get in with my predictions. Of course, leave your comments down below with the predictions of what you think is going to happen. Who do you think is going to qualify in what group? Who do you think is going to win what game? Let me know. And yeah, let's get started. All right, here we go. So game number 1, Juventus, the mighty Juventus versus the young boys. Will it finally be Juventus's year? It could possibly be. Now, Cristiano Ronaldo does miss this game due to his very, very soft, in my opinion, not red card in the previous game, but he will still be playing against Man United because they changed it to only a one-match ban. I think Juventus is going to beat young boys comfortably here, even without Ronaldo, 3-0, just like Man United did to them. Although the young boys have done insane to get to where they are, they're not Champions League ready, so I think this will be an easy game for Juventus. Moving on to TSG Hoffenheim versus Manchester City. Now, Man City had that famous blip against Lyon, losing 2-1 at their home ground, but I do think it was just that. I think it was just a blip. I think they'll beat Hoffenheim 3-1. Like I've just said, you know, 3-1. I do think both teams will score, but I think Man City will just be too strong. And although Hoffenheim they're okay, they've had a difficult start, I guess you could say, to the Bundesliga, and I think Man City are going to walk away with this win. The next game, AEK Athens versus Benfica. Now, Benfica, they do well domestically, and Athens do very well domestically as well, but obviously the Champions League is literally a completely different ball game, and this one's going to be closer than the other ones, but I think Benfica are going to edge this, still away from home, 2-1. Coming up next on the roster is Bayern Munich versus Ajax. Ajax, again, very good domestically, but then again, Bayern Munich also very good domestically in the Bundesliga. I think it's going to be a fairly comfortable 2-0 win to Bayern Munich to continue their run of victories. Another tough matchup for CSKA Moscow. They're going against Real Madrid, and I don't think Real Madrid are going to bash in loads and loads of goals, but I do think a solid 2-0 win is likely, and that's going to be my prediction for this game. 2-0 to Real Madrid, the current 3-time champions. Coming up, we've got another game that is a little bit more difficult to call. It's Lyon versus Shakhtar Donetsk. Shakhtar very, very good domestically, but Lyon will be riding high after that win against Manchester City, and this time at their home ground, their fans will expect nothing less than a victory, which I do think is going to happen. I think Lyon are going to top the group at this stage, 2-1 against Shakhtar. And the final game on Tuesday, the 2nd of October, is Roma against Viktoria Plzen. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but although Roma did start off, unfortunately, against Real Madrid, losing 3-0, you know, it's quite a convincing win for Madrid. I do think Roma are going to go back to the form that you'd expect from them. I think they're going to get a 3-0 win here. I think it's going to be convincing, and I don't think Plzen are going to get much of a look in this fixture. Moving on to Wednesday now, I would say, other than the Paris Saint-Germain game, we've got a very mixed bag of possible results here. I can't call them all. I've made my predictions, but I'm fully expecting some to go the other way, possibly like right the other way. One team I predicted to win, to lose, that sort of thing. It's very up in the air, and that's what I love about the Champions League. You know, it's the best teams in Europe going up against each other, and this is what it's all about. So game number 1 is Lokomotiv Moscow against Schalke, and on paper, I'm thinking Schalke should win, but I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. It's in Moscow. Schalke have had a very, very difficult start to the season, so I'm going to go with 1 apiece. My first draw prediction of the day. Yeah, 1-1. Now, the next one, Paris Saint-Germain against Red Star Belgrade. Now, the only saving grace for Paris Saint-Germain losing to Liverpool is that Napoli somehow didn't score against Red Star Belgrade. They got the 0-0 draw. So that point for Napoli is going to hurt them. That should have been 3 points, because in my opinion, that's 3 points that PSG and Liverpool are going to get. So that's going to hurt Napoli in terms of qualification. I'm going for a 5-0 win to Paris Saint-Germain. I've seen a lot of 4-0s. I was going to go 4-0. 4-0 seems to be the base prediction, but I'm going to push it out, you know. I'm not going to be held really accountable for these predictions. We're going for a ballsy 5-0 to Paris Saint-Germain. And the next fixture in a very tough group to call, Atletico Madrid versus Club Brugge. Club Brugge, great in their domestic league, but Atletico, they are good. They're decent at scoring goals, and they're pretty solid at the back. They've got Oblak, they've got Godin, of course, you know, veteran, you could say. I'm going with a 2-0 win to Atletico Madrid, again keeping them at the top of their group. The next game is a very difficult one to call. We've got Borussia Dortmund versus Monaco, both very good teams in the past, not as good now, I would say, and Dortmund made very hard work of beating Club Brugge 1-0 right towards the end of the game, but I do think at home Dortmund should be able to edge it 2-1, but this could be a draw. It could be Monaco taking the 3 points. I don't know for certain, but if I had to put my life on a prediction, it would be Borussia Dortmund to get the win, and I'm going to go with 2-1. Another tough game to call. It's Porto versus Galatasaray. Now, Porto were actually unlucky to not beat Schalke in the first game. Schalke were the bookmakers' favourites to win that game, but Porto actually missed a penalty and the game ended 1-1. So unfortunate for Porto. They're on decent form as well, and I've got them here to win 2-1 against Galatasaray at home. A big game for English football. Napoli versus Liverpool. Now again, Napoli had a bit of a shocker in the first week. They drew 0-0 with Red Star Belgrade, and they are better than that. I definitely think that was just a bit of a hiccup for them, the fact that they couldn't find the back of the net in 90 minutes. But I think Liverpool, with the form that they're on, they're doing really, really well. The only loss this season was to Chelsea in the Carabao Cup, and I think Liverpool are going to maintain their form and win 2-1 at Napoli. It literally could be 2-1 to Napoli, 4-0 to Liverpool, so you never know. I'm going to go with 2-1 Liverpool. Coming on to the final couple of games, we've got Psv Eindhoven against Inter Milan. PSV bang in goals, okay, in their domestic league. Inter Milan obviously had the complete reverse sweep of Tottenham winning 2-1. That was a shock that not a lot of people were expecting, especially with, I think it was a 1-0 lead at least. And I'm predicting Inter Milan to win again. Just a quiet little 1-0 away win, you know? So not loads of goals in this one, I don't think. I could be wrong, but I think Inter Milan are going to get their second win, and it will look very bleak for Tottenham if that's the case, because Tottenham then come up in the final fixture on my list versus Barcelona, and I just can't look past Barcelona. They're having a shaky La Liga season by all accounts, but I just think in the Champions League, they're a different kind of beast. They win the group all the time. They're contenders, favourites a lot of the time. I don't think they're the favourites for this particular tournament, but still, I do think Barcelona away from home are going to get a 2-1 win. Not convincing, because Barcelona, they are struggling a bit, but then again, so are Tottenham. But overall club depth, just reputation, Barcelona are better, well prepared. I think they should be able to get the win. But again, that could be a game that I get upset with, but I'm going with a 2-1 Barcelona win. So the first day seems pretty set in stone as far as results go. You know, for the most part, I think I've got them right. But the second day, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 2-1 results. And that's kind of like my, I can't really pick a winner, but don't really want to pick a draw result. So it's very up in the air. I'm super excited to see how all these games turn out, which teams come up with the win. I'm excited, of course, to see how the English clubs do. Obviously, I've got Man City, Man United, Liverpool to win, and then Tottenham to lose out of the English clubs in the competition. So, to be honest, if that does happen, I think as a country, England can be happy with that performance. Either way, that is going to do it for the first ever Champions League predictions video on the full 90. And obviously later on in the week, I'm aiming for Thursday evenings for my Premier League predictions videos. Week 8 for the Premier League will be up on this channel. So that's just 3 days away. So be sure to subscribe, hit the bell to be told when I make these videos. Because as I said, if you enjoy football, you'll enjoy these videos. Let me know down in the comments what you think of my predictions and your predictions. And I'll see you in the next video very soon.